Hey, here's the deal. This event that we're about to promote in this interview with the former authors of Pain, it ain't happening this weekend. It's happening next month now. It got postponed. Some of the talent we talk about ain't going to be on the show. Facts of life. You hate to see it. But either way, the event is happening next month. Still, I wanted to release this interview because it's a good interview. Whether you're in Dubai, whether you're here in the States, or whether you're in Nottingham, use nordvpn.com/Fightful. Many of the wrestlers traveling on this card would have been using nordvpn.com/Fightful because they want to stay up to date on their favorite shows even when they're overseas. And you can do that with changing your virtual location with just one click with nordvpn.com/Fightful, the fastest VPN in the world. It's got that threat protection. So when you're traveling, you don't have to worry about malware, online trackers, annoying online pop-up ads, even when you're not traveling. Not only that, but there's a great deal, an additional month free, and a 30-day money-back guarantee with nordvpn.com/Fightful, and it works on all your devices, phone, laptop, desktop, PC, even your router or TV. nordvpn.com/Fightful. Hope you enjoy this interview with the former authors of Pain about their event that absolutely isn't happening this weekend. It is now happening on July 9th. What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful here with a couple of names you know. You're going to know him under a different name now, the Legion of Pain. It's the former AOP Authors of Pain. We got Sonny, we got Gzim. How you fellas doing?
Doing well, brother. Doing well. Happy to be here.
Not only that, I mean, so many people know you all from NXT, WWE. I was telling Gzim even before this, I knew him from Bama and Bellator, but now we've got WES Nottingham, June 6th at the Motor Point Arena. We'll start with Sonny. Like, how are you feeling? Because it's been a while since you all have been in the ring, been around wrestling. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I've been training amateur wrestling for the last 4 to 5 months, so I feel actually really good. So this June 4th can't come soon enough. I'm in shape. I'm ready to go, and it's all hell break loose.
And Gzim, before we got on the air, I mentioned to you I covered your MMA fights years ago, and like you were considered like a pretty high prospect there. When you see Sonny jumping back in and doing amateur wrestling, does like that get your competitive juices flowing? Was any part of you like, okay, I'm ready to be back in the ring, I'm ready to do something?
Definitely, man, definitely. I myself have been training MMA a little bit as well last couple of months, and well, actually all year almost. I have a lot of friends, of course, still in the sport, who own gyms. Alistair Overeem, one of the guys in the main event, old training partner of mine as well. He's the one who got me a little bit into the professional MMA scene. And yeah, man, it's, of course, to get you going, right? We're ready to come back, and better than ever.
There are an awful lot of big names on this WES show, but the one you just mentioned, Alistair Overeem, was the one that shocked so many people the most because, man, he has been such a mainstay at the top of the heavyweight divisions across multiple companies for 15 years now. And he's never done a pro wrestling match. How did you make the overture and like reach out to him and say, hey, how would you feel about this? And how did he respond to it?
It just, to be honest, I saw a picture of him posting next to The Rock. It was like a paper rock, you know, like Dwayne Johnson. And I told him, like, if you're ever interested, man, let's just set something up, right? Like, I think you should come to pro wrestling at least once in your career and do this. And he was actually really positive about it. He said, man, I think you're right. Like, he said, I got some things scheduled in MMA and kickboxing maybe this year, but I'm definitely interested. I'm all ears. And we just talked about it on the phone, and he was very open to it. Of course, the name he faced, it had to make sense, you know, as Alistair Overeem is just such a legendary guy, and we felt we had the right guy for him. Adam Scherr, of course, formerly known as Braun Strowman. I think both big legends, Braun in WWE, Alistair Overeem in UFC, Strikeforce, K1. And this fight makes a lot of sense, you know, two guys from different worlds colliding, and they're two titans, man. it's crazy. It's going to be something spectacular.
Sonny, was there anybody that's on this show that you were particularly excited to bring on? Because I mean, you all have some incredible names there, like from Killer Cross to Mojo, who I love, Mike Bennett, Biff Busick. There's a lot of names that fans know, love, and have been used to for years.
Honestly, the big one for me is Lena Fanini, because it felt like she was she didn't want to do it anymore. You know, she almost made a couple comments that she's done, but like when I reached out to her, she was all in. You know, and we're excited for her. She has a huge match with CJ Perry, formerly known as Lana, and it's incredible. Like the whole card, top to bottom, like it's stacked, and we're excited for it. And I feel like it's gonna be something special, something different, and super pumped.
I love how the card varies as well. Like at the top, you have the clash of the Titans with the Titan Adam Scherr and Alistair Overeem. But one of the matches that sticks out the most to me is the former Kalisto against Jonah and Killer Cross. Like that is such a fantastic match to book because their styles all clash. And if anybody saw Killer Cross at Bloodsport against Harry Smith, they know what kind of background he has. He trained to be an MMA fighter at one point too. And he's got this fantastic skill set. Sonny, what do you all look for when you're reaching out to people and you're like, okay, this person's the right person to bring in?
Honestly, for this first card, Sean, it was the biggest thing was for us was something different, like different matchups, like never before seen matchups, you know, like a couple of them, some familiar ones, the everyday fan can be attached to as well. But at the same time, like you said, the match you just named, it's absolutely different. And it's so many different aspects of it. You got Kalisto, he's a high flyer and he does all the funky stuff, you know. You got Killer Cross, he's a legit dude. He can go. And you got Jonah, he's a powerhouse. And it's one of those matches where it's like, it's going to be a crazy mix and you don't know who's going to take it. You know what I mean? So that's what excites me about professional wrestling or any other sport. And if I'm excited, the normal human has to be excited. You know what I mean? Because like I think fighting, I think combat sports, and like I get that stuff excites me. And the everyday person, if they look at this match, they'll be excited, and that's what we look for in this.
And Gzim, you all are facing Blake and Maclin. I love Maclin's work. I think he's been one of the breakout stars of Impact Wrestling, and those are a couple of guys who were in the Performance Center for 6-7 years, plying their trade, working on their craft. They recently reunited. What made them the right matchup for your return as well? Because, I mean, with you guys being out of the ring for a couple of years, I saw this and I'm like, okay, great choice of opponent, but what made them the right ones?
Like you said, they've been in the Performance Center around the same time that we were there. We know how they are. We know how hard they work. They're like legit the most hardest working dudes like in the room, right? Like they have been really given the body to the Performance Center. And we felt like we needed some hard-hitting opponents. Some opponents who really have passion for this. Some opponents that really will go to the maximum against us. Like always, we want to fight. We want to face the best, and we want to face guys that really are gonna leave everything in there, everything like till the last second. If they feel like they can kick out, they will kick out. And I think it's just the right way to fight. Like for the first show, have a hard-hitting match. LOP versus Maclin and Blake. I think it will be a hard-hitting match. They're not small dudes either, right? They're pretty buff. They're like, I think 230, 240 each. And especially Maclin. Yeah, they're tough guys.
They're tough, right? Like Maclin, he served in the Army and in the Marines, sorry. And Blake, he's a cowboy, man. He's tough as it gets. And like people don't actually know how good Blake is. Like Blake is a tough dude. And if we want to go up with people, we don't want to go up with some pansies. We're going to go up with some tough dudes. And those two are the toughest. And we're excited about it. It's going to be hard hitting. And we'll see you guys on the other side, right?
Yeah.
So excited for this card. I love the way that it's basically on that press release. We got like the full rundown, and it's like, man, I love watching this person.
Get you excited, Sean? We're doing something right. All right.
It's a great card. It's a fantastic card.
Absolutely.
Like I just love, there's a little bit of something for everybody. And
exactly.
Zim, earlier we talked about your MMA past. Being gone the past 2 years, have you gotten like any offers? Because I remember when you got signed, I wasn't surprised that WWE was interested in you, but considering you were already like a top MMA prospect at that point, I was like, oh man, he's making the jump. I know who this guy is. I watched him beat a UFC veteran in like 15 seconds. Was that decision hard for you? And have you had anybody reach out since you've been gone?
The decision to WWE, it wasn't too hard. Of course, I love MMA. I've been fighting since I was 4 years old. I've had over 50 kickbox fights in my life and so many MMA fights. Of course, I love the sport. It wasn't really hard though because WWE is just so big, and I've been, like I said, I was doing it since I was 4 years old, so I was also ready for something else. I think it was a good choice. Now that we left WWE, of course, I got a lot of offers from in the professional wrestling world, but also in the MMA world as well. But I think me and Sonny, we still got a lot of time left, man. And we were just something special together. And to let it go now, I think is not the right time, not the right moment. I think we still have something left, especially with Paul Ellering. He's completely ready for it. He's 100% up to it. And we feel like there's so much left, so much potential left. And we want to do so much more as well. We want to show so much more of ourselves in the ring. So right now is not the right moment. You never know in the future, right? I'm still training MMA, like Sonny's training MMA and amateur wrestling as well. And
you're both in your 20s, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
I'll convince him to fight at some point. I know.
a heavyweights fight until they're like 43, 44 these days. Like,
yeah, 100%.
And Sonny, kind of on that same point, I had read that you were a prospect for the Olympics and WWE came calling. Like, I think when people see you two, they immediately think, oh, it's the kind of big guy that the WWE likes to hire, not realizing that there are these backgrounds in MMA and collegiate wrestling.
Yeah, no, it's a misconception that people have, right? Like, people don't know that we were very successful in our individual fields, and we chose to go to WWE. And I mean, we didn't need to go to WWE. We chose to go to WWE, and we succeeded at it. You know what I mean? So we're very fortunate and blessed in a way that we were on top there too, and we were on top in our respective fields. And with WES, we don't expect to be anywhere else but top in that as well.
And man, I just love the way that this is starting out. What motivated you guys to come back? What was it that made you say, this is the time, this is what should bring us back? Zim, we'll start with you.
It's just like, of course, me and Sonny had a lot of time off. We wanted to spend time with our families. With WWE, we were just so much on the road. Sonny coming from Canada, me coming from the Netherlands. We saw our families maybe once a year, top twice a year. So we're just like, for 6-7 years, we've just gone from our families. And we just wanted to spend some time. That's why also we never got into any offers that we got. We just wanted complete time off. But now, like they say, you feel that fire coming a little bit, and we feel like if we're going to come back, we're going to come back to something that's ours, our way. And with Paul Ellering, no one there that's going to tell us, how to do it or not to have anybody by our sides. We feel like it was a big mistake also in WWE leaving Paul Ellering behind. And there's no one going to be there to tell us something, right? We can do our own thing, and we're excited to bring something special, right? Something different to the pro wrestling world, something that hasn't been seen before, not like something that none of the big companies are doing right now. And you will find it out June 4th on pay-per-view, Fight TV. You will find out what I mean. It's going to be spectacular. It's going to be a show that is going to change the world of professional wrestling, we think. And it's just the excitement, man. We feel like there's so much left on the table, and we're here to finish off the coming, hopefully, long years, So.
And Sonny, with this card and this show, the promotion, everything that's going into this, Like, did you look at this and you say, yeah, this is the right time? Because it's been over 2 years now. Like, I know you guys have had offers, because I've spoken to people who have tried to book you guys, and they're like, no, they want to wait for the right opportunity, even if that opportunity comes up.
Yeah, no, right now, what it is, like, we had a couple personal things we need to take care of, like our families, because COVID was it's such a different time, and it was tough on everybody, and I didn't want to, like, it's selfish if I left my parents or Gzim left his parents on their own, you know what I mean, during those times. So we did what real men do. We took care of our families, and as soon as now things are getting back to normal, and we've been training, and we look in the mirror and just like, oh man, we're successful in like life too, right? So it's just like, now what else you do? Like, you look this good, this young, and you go and fight. You go and beat people up. That's what we do. That's what we're like. We're not gonna go work in an office. So this is what we do, and then that was it. And then this is where we are now, and that's how we cooked it up. And yeah, we're excited to get back in the ring.
So how did this come together? Who's like the person that you guys reach out to and say, well, we're gonna do a wrestling company, what's the next step?
Well, just me and Sunny together, man. Like, we're just talking about it, and of course we have a big team, right? Like, also with our NFT project, Bullet Planet, we have a big team of guys around us, and we all work together, and it's just like we felt this is the right time, this is the right moment to do this wrestling entertainment series. We talked about, to be honest, like almost a year ago. We said, like, once it's the right time, once this COVID pandemic like drops a little bit, we have a lot of friends in the Middle East as well, and we want to set up something there as well for the Middle Eastern fans, and hopefully eventually score some TV deals there, and show the people there as well, like what pro wrestling is, and make it something big. We compare like soccer, for example, there's like how wrestling is in the US. So we want to bring it up to a level like that, and show the fans from a different part of different worlds how exciting it can be, and what kind of athletes we are. And that's how we started, man. And we got a group together, and we said, like, hey, I think it's we can manage it, we can do it. And we just started brainstorming about things like how can we be different, right? Because they were just a regular show with some big names on it. We'll maybe draw once, twice, but that's it. But we want to be here for the long term, and that's how it started. Man. We started brainstorming, and we came up with some crazy ideas, and we just made it work. And yeah, June 4th, first show.
I love that this is being streamed on Fite TV on June 4th as well. I think I incorrectly said June 6th earlier on, so we'll edit that. But okay. I love that we've got the ability to watch this across the world. And you guys had mentioned you have a lot of dates set up, or a lot of dates planned, rather, I should say, planned and hopeful across Europe and the Middle East. Is there anywhere, Sonny, specifically that you're looking to go, or you want to go?
Honestly, it's a big bucket list thing to do it in Dubai. Okay. And we're gonna do it in Dubai, and it's gonna be something absolutely special, because every time we do a show out there, the fans are just electric. They're excited, and not like the same thing with UK. These European fans, there's nothing like it. My absolute favorite thing to do when we were with the WWE was the European tours. So that's why we're so excited about this, because it's just a different culture out there, you know what I mean? And to take it to the next level, so it's we make professional wrestling just like football, and I'm really looking forward to that,
I know I had heard some hopes that maybe that Dubai would be running sooner than later. I know they, unfortunately for them, the Sheik passed away, so I know that throws a wrench into all kinds of things. But like, how do you sort of navigate that situation?
So yeah, we were actually like, our first show was planned to be in Dubai. We had the Dubai World Trade Center, and we had everything ready, man. Like, we were completely ready. We were about to press release it, and then we heard the news, and we decided to be respectful to the royal family in the UAE. And we decided not to continue forward with the show there. So everything kind of went last minute. we started looking like drastically for new arenas, new venues. And I think we reached out to like over 80 arenas here in Europe. And Nottingham answered back. We felt like the UK is a good place. We were looking into Germany, France, but UK was like on our bucket list, like very high, like on our top list. So I think it made sense. We got everything ready last minute. It's gonna be still the same show, right? Business must continue. We didn't want to cancel our first show as we had everybody ready to perform. And yeah, we just are very excited that we got this venue and that we can display the show, like the special things that we have set up for you guys. So yeah, Dubai will still happen though, definitely.
I think it's a great place to run too, especially for a first show. A lot of people can access it. It's easy. It seems like it's easy to get to based on the people that I spoke with. As we wrap up, of course, your WWE releases were shocking, like perhaps the most shocking of all because of the upside that you guys had. Starting with Sonny, like how did you feel when that happened? And was there any doubt in your mind that you would wrestle again?
No, so absolutely. So it was just like, it was a decision that me and Zim had already made.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it was nothing shocking about it. We were offered to do something that we didn't want to do at the time, and we opted out of it. And that was it. Like whatever you see online and whatever you've read before, that was the truth. Like me and Zim both said, hey, we don't want to do this at this time, and we'd rather be with our families. And there's no ill will with the company. Like we got no bad feelings. I'm sure they don't got any bad feelings with us. And yeah, it was mutual, and we went our separate ways, and it was the right thing to do at that time. Like I said, man, we had to take care of our families, and we did just that. And now we feel like we're in a position where our families are secure, they're comfortable, and we can go back to work. So that was it. There was no shock. There's nothing like, oh wow, I didn't expect that coming. No, none of that.
Zim, how were you feeling during this situation? I mean, you all did manage to avoid like a very dangerous period globally, much less in the States. But I mean, like we talk about keeping families safe and stuff. If you're going to take 2 years off, these were the 2 years to take off for sure.
Absolutely. Like people who get it, they get it. Right, Sean? Like it was everything was uncertain. Like just like work and just feeding your families, even like going to the grocery stores, because the grocery stores were only open a couple hours and all this, like and it was a lot of things that we took into consideration before making that decision. And I'm like, I got no regrets. I know Gzim doesn't have any regrets, and we're comfortable. You know what I mean? Like it was the right thing to do at the right time.
And sorry about that. Go ahead, Zim.
Yeah, no, I said definitely. And me and Sonny are always on the same page, man. Like, it's crazy. We just felt together like we needed to take some time off, and we told each other like we always stayed in good contact, and we always stayed as well in good contact with Paul. So we said like once the moment is here to come back, we'll come back. And it feels just right now that's time to come back.
Zim, you saying that you two are on the same page makes me wonder, do you all like the authors of pain puns? There's plenty of them online, like people talking about, like I'd be like, hey, what questions do you all have? And people will say, when's the book coming out? And stuff like that. Yeah. Like, are you done hearing that stuff? Have you heard enough of it?
No, I think that will always continue though.
We're like kind of cavemen, man. We don't really look anything online. Like, so it's like, it doesn't really get to us, ever. Like, we never really pay attention to anything that's going on online, but we're trying to be better at it, honestly. Yeah. And but like honestly, when it comes to like social media and all that, we're old school, man. Like it took me 10 minutes to get on the Zoom call.
So the new name is natural. Legion of Pain. Like, I mean, you've got the connection with Paul Ellering. I mean, the comparisons were there as is.
That name is Paul's blessing. And like he wanted the name for a long time, and right, that's his call. And he's part of the team. We're once again, the unit's back, the band's back together, and we're just excited, man. We're excited to be with Paul, and it's gonna be a good time.
When you talk to Paul about this type of thing, like I know when you all came up to Raw and Paul was left behind, Paul put out there, he's like, no, I was more than willing to do that. I was willing to go there. So I would imagine he was probably all on board with doing WES as well. Right, Zim?
2 words.
Yeah,
2 words.
definitely.
I'm in,
Definitely.
he said. That's it.
Yeah. No, he always was up for it, right? There was a lot of misconception about him not wanting to travel on the road and stuff like that. But you know, ultimately, like it was WWE's call not to have him there. And me and Sonny, like we're ready, like to say like we're gonna go into the office and tell like, like we're not agreeing with this. But he said, I did my job. I brought you up till here, and he said, they know best. Let's see how this runs out, and you guys will be together eventually, And he was right. It felt like this is the right time, and yeah, we just left it there, and we're very, very excited. And he said, like Sonny said, 2 words, I'm in, and he said, we're not gonna leave any prisoners behind this time, so it's gonna be something special.
Well, the right time is June 4th, Nottingham, England. You guys can check it out on Fite if you can't make it there live. This card is wild. You have the former Fandango against the former No Way Jose. You got Mike Bennett, Biff Busick. The Mojo, I love Mojo, against Lince Dorada. He's great. He's great. Another one, my buddies, Deanna and Chelsea against Madison Rain and Tennille Dashwood. You got Jonah, the former Kalisto and Killer Cross. You got Legion of Pain against Blake and Maclin, the former Nia Jax against CJ Perry, and Alistair Overeem against Adam Scherr, the former Braun Strowman. Make sure you guys check it out. As we wrap up, Sonny, we'll start with you. What would you tell people that maybe that are on the fence about giving WES a shot?
Honestly, like it's gonna be special. Like you want to be there for the first one. If you don't like us, don't come to the second one. But you want to be there for the first one because it's gonna be special. It's a stacked card, top to bottom, and everyone on that card is super excited to be there, and they're gonna put on a show. So I hope to see everybody there who's nearby in Nottingham, and if not, on Fight TV live June 4th.
Zim, how about you?
We want to see something, something new, something special that hasn't been seen before in professional wrestling. I think this is the time, man. We came up with something together, and it's something. If we are excited, everybody should be. So it's going to be something special, man. Comeback of a lot of people, like you said, Lena, Fanini, us, Mojo. Like there's a lot of people coming back, and yeah, if you're a supporter, support us. It's going to be something special. And
a lot of people talk about change. Change starts now.
Definitely.
Sports entertainment is never going to be the same. The change is starting now. So if you always talk about that, I want to change this, I want to change that, now is your chance as a fan to jump in and help change sports entertainment.
Again, June 4th, guys, in Nottingham. You can also order it on Fite. I want to thank you guys so much. I got to talk to you guys again. I've been wanting to talk to you guys for 2 years, and now it finally happens. As soon as I got that press release, I said, "Hey, hit me with an interview, guys." Like I was real sly about it. But thank you guys so much. Check out WES on June 4th. Until next time, we're out.